capital is more important than making money. And you want to lock in your trades, and you also want to protect your downside at the same time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to an early edition of American Dream Trading's live futures education and trading broadcast. This is an outreach of American Dream Trading, which is owned by, ran by, managed by, incorporated into a legal corporation by Chad Christian, who we affectionately call Coach. And we call him that because he helps us navigate the muddy waters of everything investing, such as stocks, options, crypto, and my personal favorite and the focus of this broadcast, futures. My name is Mark McSee. I'm glad to have you here with us today. As promised, we are going to go live here early because of the FOMC meeting, which the results are going to be released here in about 7 minutes, and we're going to cover it live. So, oh, come on. Not this already.
Already?
I don't know what's going on here. I don't see a puzzle
For
piece.
crying out loud.
I thought, what the heck? It might have been a internet warning. I don't know. See any warnings or anything?
False alarm or what?
I don't know. I don't got time. I'm trying to do something else right now. All right. TikTok's making noises at me. It freaks you out. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to turn the squawk box on my news feed that I have here, and it is on, so you will hear audio from, as soon as I share my sound here, which I am, hopefully you'll hear it. And you'll hear the news feed guy reading off what the decision was. Of course, you should open up one of your indices, such as
Fed rate decision coming up in about 5 minutes now.
There you go. Can you hear
at
that?
2 p.m. Eastern time.
Zoom, did you hear that? TikTok,
Yes.
did you hear that?
Yes.
TikTok, did you hear that sound just now with that guy saying it's going to be in about 5 minutes? If you did hear it, type a 1 in there so I can know you guys are getting that feed. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
came through.
Thank you there, Jambone and Brady. Thank you for your feedback. I appreciate it greatly. Without your help, I don't know what you hear. About monitoring it here, I'm trying to get the other thing up and running. I don't know about the YouTubes. Did the YouTubes hear it? You see here, YouTubes, if you heard it, please type a 1 in the chat box there so I know. Oh, okay. Good. Haven't decided yet. Already has decided. Told me that it works. So good job. Thank you for your feedback. All right. So
who else thought when you first started the group that who's that rude guy talking out just like, that FOMC guy announcing it,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who the hell's that talking?
So this is, I have Bazinga Pro. It's a paid membership news feed. I love it. It's great for stocks and everything. Maybe not so much for futures. I mean, you can have it tell you things that might be related to it. Anyway, he will read, you'll hear him give earnings reports, news, things that come on. It's as things happen, he'll read it off. So you don't know when they're going to say. So we're going to try to be silent here right before 2 o'clock, like 1 minute till, and listen to what he's got to say. I would highly recommend you bring up a chart, and I'll bring up mine here, either ES and Q, the Russell or the Dow. Since it is interest rate sensitive, you never know, the Russell, because it is a small cap and they do depend on interest rates. Most of those size companies, you may see a good runner, maybe, on the Russell index, right? Because they're small caps. They are dependent on interest rates from the banks. Now, they're not expecting any rate changes, so this could be a whole totally different nothing burger. But sometimes no change is good news, right? And the markets could react positively. But you don't know. They could even drop the rates. They could raise rates. You just don't know until it happens. Market's getting sketchy now as it is, so bring one of your charts up. You do not want to play this. It'll be highly volatile. If it does, there's usually a knee-jerk reaction. So caution is greatly advised, okay? So paid members, if you see one of those 4 indices taking off, please holler if I would appreciate it. But we do want to wait and see what they're going to say. So you will actually see the market probably react before we hear him read off the statement. They get it, their news, however they get it. They read the official statement, which comes out at 2 o'clock sharp. Then at 2:30, we will watch live Fed Chairman Powell at his news conference. He'll make an official statement and live on camera, and then he'll for about a half hour or whatever, he'll start taking questions from financial journalists all over the world. I think it's kind of interesting. If you've never seen it, I just encourage you to hang on, watch as the actual news conference is scheduled to start at 2:30. So we'll be watching that live feed, assuming we can hook up to it, and we'll just listen. We'll just sit there and listen. I'll probably try to give you how I interpret what he's saying as much as I can. I don't claim to be that smart, but I want you mainly just to experience how he talks and what he says and how he says it. That's the key, is how he says it, right? They don't just say, well, we're not changing rates and that's the end of it, right? Now there's a whole shebang, why and wow and blah, 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 right? Sometimes it can be, but anyway, you'll see the markets react. Matter of fact, the markets will react again during his news conference based on the words that come out of his pie hole. So I encourage you all to hang out with us and listen. In the meantime, while you're listening, you can click those like buttons. Doug went live this morning. He had over 70, what did you have, Doug? 75,000 this morning? Likes?
Topped out at 77.
77. I don't like to get beat by Doug, but, everybody likes Doug, unfortunately. So, versus me. So, if you could get me 80,000, that would be nice because, that way I can, needle Doug about it all day tomorrow, right?
Sorry,
I
was wrong.
1 minute to the Fed rate decision.
There he is. That's that guy. All right. That's who we want to listen to it. We are now going to go silent and listen to this meeting. The news release will be right at the top of the hour at 2 o'clock, and you'll see the markets react if they are indeed going to react. Yes, we're silent. I am here.
Spy is already trying to eat my lunch.
15 seconds. Please mute your mics. 10 seconds.
Federal Reserve leaves key overnight interest rate unchanged in the 3.5 to 3.75% range. No longer judges downside risk to employment as rising. Fed unemployment says the unemployment rate has shown some signs of stabilization. Job gains have remained low.
So just as expected, no surprises. This may be a nothing burger, but you got to wait and see how the market reacts.
Fed voted 10-2 for the Fed funds rate action. Mirren and Waller dissented in favor of a 25 basis point cut.
Yeah. Waller.
Again, the Fed interest rate unchanged.
Thank you. So pretty much nothing burger. 10-2 vote out of the 12. 10-2 vote for favor.
S&P futures getting a pop here. Right now, 7,675.
Gold is not moving. All right, paid members, if you see something taking off or pulling back, let us know.
Coming up at 2:30, the FOMC press conference with Fed Chair Powell.
Gold's on the rise.
Thank you.
We've got activity in the indices, a lot of indecision in the last 2-minute candle, up and down, up and down.
Thank you.
Dow and RTY spiked up and are now pulling back.
As is NQ.
Yeah, and Q's pulling, ES is pulling.
Okay, just some knee jerk, right?
Futures now settling back after that initial pop.
Oh, it's like he was talking to us. All right.
Gold is now pulling. Silver is pulling.
Yep. All right. So, this doesn't mean it's going to continue to go this way. There's going to be a lot of volatility over the next few minutes. why you want to wait. No FOMO. Don't be jumping in, wrecking your account over a couple minute time period here, right? It's not worth it. Don't be chasing candles. Look at NQ pulling big, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
we're going to pull right back up again, right? So don't chase candle. Let things stabilize. I mean, you can do what you want, but this is how you can destroy your account in a couple of movements.
Futures now moving lower, down about 12.
It hasn't broken hell below the trend line yet.
And a big pull on the euro too.
Well, the dollar must be getting stronger because of no interest rate cut. Where's my currency guy?
Big pop on the dollar index, yes.
Okay. Why do I know that? Because there's an inverse relationship, correct? Dollars down, currencies are up. Dollars up, currencies go down. It's an inverse relationship.
All right, looks like we're settling out.
Yep. Got to give it a couple minutes. It's only been 3 minutes since the news has been released. So, how? 2:30, he takes a podium. Chaos starts all over again. It'll be interesting. Usually the first 15 minutes or 20 minutes. He makes a statement. Chaos will ensue, baby. We've seen him do absolutely nothing also. This came in exactly as expected, so there's no surprises here. If the market was going to go down already, then it's going to just continue to do that, right? Or if the market was going to go up, it's just going to continue to do that. So there's no surprises here, no shocking news. Now, when he gets asked questions by the financial journalist,
Treasury yield rising to 4.263%, up 4 basis points.
There's where you make the millions of dollars trading treasuries during this. Okay, that financial advice. I don't trade them, but so when the financial journalists start asking questions, you'll see a lot more chaos. So between that 5 or 6 minutes after his statement and when they start asking questions. Some of them are really nice questions. The rest of them are...
White House to gather banking and crypto industry executives on Monday to discuss stalled Senate crypto bill. Will focus on ability of crypto companies to pay interest rewards on stablecoin holdings. That from Reuters. Headlines now.
So they want Bitcoin to be like banks. Is that what they're saying?
Store value, digital store value. Yeah.
That's going to be pretty big for Bitcoin, isn't it?
That'll be big for all crypto. Yeah.
If the feds allow it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was already up green for the day nicely and grabbed on a bounce up on gold, grabbed another few hundred.
Yeah.
Nice.
How we do it.
This is how we do.
NQ pulling back. A little bit.
Silver back on the rise.
Gold's kind of slowly popping up a little bit. By the way, gold hit a new record high today. 53.60-ish. Is that what it was? Yep.
Really?
53.
Most of my green is from gold today. Thank you very much.
Look at that.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
gold.
baby. Gold struggling with the 200 on the 2-minute right now.
And most of it was accidental. I went in way too big earlier this morning, and while I was in the right way, I was just bigger than I had more contracts down there than I thought. I was only trying to go in with 1, but I had 5 in there, so made more green than what I expected. But
There
hey,
you
it all
go.
worked out.
You know. Happy accidents, as Bob Ross would say.
But you made a good decision on your entry. That's the important part, right?
Right, I was in good on the entry. It was in bigger and heavier than I wanted to be, but hey, still worked out either way.
Yep. All right. Well, that's how we do that. The rest of you over there on TikTok, we need 80,000 today because I want to leave Doug in a puddle of his own tears and sorrow and a life of regret. So he had 78,600 this morning. That was very good. I know we've had 100,000s before, but I don't like to lose to Doug. even though everybody likes Doug better than me, let's show that you like me. Help my self-esteem today, help me feel good about myself by, let's get 80,000 likes. So that means you need to put your mouse over that little heart button there on TikTok and just keep clicking until it says 80,000. There you go. I don't want to be in the mean. I want to put Doug in the mean, right? I want Doug to feel average, right? So help me out there, all the viewers over our TikTok. Smash them likes. At least unless you wanted to go like, what, 80 galaxies, that would work too, right?
That'd be something.
That would be something. Ooh. I've had one guy. Did I tell you I had a galaxy the other day? That was my first galaxy.
I saw that.
That was kind of cool. I heard about it, but I'd never seen one before.
Mm-hmm.
I almost missed it. Good thing I was looking up at the time. All right. Malaya says she's got me. All right, Doug. Okay.
Who's got you?
She said single-handedly.
Oh, Malia. There she goes.
There she goes, right?
Go on, girl.
All right, look at that. She's number 3 already. How does Doug number 1? See, I think
Let's
Doug,
do this.
Look at Doug. He's trying to beat himself. Come on, Doug. I'm quite honestly, Doug, probably half of them you got this morning were from me. I'm just like, no, that's not true. I did click a lot though. All right. So we're sitting here, waiting. All right. Roll in. It's all flat and nothing burgers. Anything else moving? All right.
No.
Nah. So like I said,
really.
It came in when things come in as expected, as a general rule, it'll just be business as usual. But you don't know until it happens. And the markets are skittish like that on FOMC days because, you don't know for sure. They're pretty educated.
I was
they
able to make a few bucks off of it though. So
what's that?
Just still able to make a few bucks off of it, and I had somebody talked with me at the same time. Go ahead.
Yeah, there you go. Mr. Big over there says he's got me. All right, here we go. Look at that, Doug. Look at the people coming in too, Doug. Well, I don't know if I'll get you. I'll tell you what, that time he was broadcasting. By the way, Doug was on, we've been doing these random pop-ups. Doug was on this morning. He had a master class this morning. So if you don't have your notifications turned on today, you missed a master class on trading and everything's futures this morning, right? So make sure your notification buttons, you know the routine. If it's your first time, click subscribe, like, and share. But make sure your notifications are turned on because, you never know when one of us is just going to randomly show up and do a live training for free for you. Doug popped on, what was that, about 5 or so? It was about 6, wasn't it? Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, it's about 6.
6 Eastern time this morning. Was it planned? No. Was it scheduled? No. He just decided to do one. And he put on a master class. I'm telling you what, if you didn't learn something from Doug, you're not teachable. Morning. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. He really got into it, and it was very interesting. I got to hear him say mean and structure and,
all your favorite words.
All my favorite words, yeah. But no, you did a fantastic job. Doug, if you haven't heard Doug, you've seen Doug fill in for me here. But Doug is and you would know this if you were a paid member because we put on clinics here every day. Doug is a master trainer. He's he's got his education is in his heart. He loves to teach. And you can see that in the way he presents things. Even I can understand what he's saying, and I'm not that bright. So, if I can understand Doug, anybody can, right? But no, he's
smarter than the average bear.
He is an excellent educator and bringing sometimes complicated things to in a way that you can understand it. So does a great job.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you.
By the way, new members, if you'd like to join us for the first time, you can look at there at the top of my screen. There's a promo code MARK. You can grab one of them memberships. By the way, Saturday night's the last day you can get any of our lifetime memberships. In other words, pay once, never ever pay again for the memberships. You lock it in forever, it never goes up, and you never get another bill the rest of your life. So those all go away forever, February 1st at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. If you use promo code MARK, you can get 10% right off the top. So if you get that Diamond membership, which is our all-inclusive, the kitchen sink of memberships, everything we got is included in that, less one-on-one with Coach or David. Those type of mentorship things are excluded from that because that's separately scheduled thing. It's not really a membership. But anyway, if you grab them now, you know, it's 5,000, right? You get $500 right off the top. Who doesn't want $500 free dollars? Well, you know, I can take 40. Let's see here. What's that going to end up being? It's going to be like 41, actually. Oh, did I say that out loud? Okay. So, you know, I'll show that later. It's the first one starts with a 9. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway.
Already?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I actually got in while gold was sitting there. I just did gold.
Oh, okay.
It was sitting there. I was like, oh, yeah, let's see. I had a tight stop on it, so that way if it decided to go against me, I got in there around that 53. I don't know, what is that? I'd have to go back and look and see what it was. I don't really care.
53.
Right there when it was sitting there at VWAP, basically. Right when it got above the 9 there and sat there, that first 209 candle. Something like that. Just sat there for a bit. I'm like, oh, okay, it is moving. It's going to work out pretty good. So that was 50 contracts. Figure cramp.
Yeah.
You need to exercise more there, Mr. Big. If you're getting a figure cramp already, you need to do this more often. Build them muscles up. I don't want to hear your little lame excuses, Mr. Big, over there on TikTok. Use your other fingers. You got 10 of them. Pick one. Thank you. Thank you for getting a cramp for me. I appreciate it. Anyway, oh, look at that. We're up to 10,000 already. Use 2 fingers. Double tap. Ooh. I don't know if I can do that. That's a lot. That takes some coordination to do that.
STUB StubHub popping here on volume. Sandy Tango Uniform Bravo.
This is part of the Bazinga Pro membership subscription. You get the Squawk Box. Anyway, it's pretty good. If you can let that run all day and listen, it gives you the news as it happens. You don't have to wait for somebody to write an article and post it on the interwebs somewhere, right? But I'm not going to leave that run. I'm going to go ahead and mute that now. Because the next thing up will be the FOMC press conference itself. Hopefully it starts on time. And we'll watch it until it gets repetitive, you know. We'll see what happens with it anyway. So whether anything happens or not, I don't know. We'll find out. So there we go. There it is. It's already loaded. It's right there. Anyway, make sure you guys can, let me check my settings here. Make sure I got this programmed properly. I think I do. Should be good to go. Let's see here. Clicky on that, and I got to change this so that goes to that. There we go. Look at that. Wow.
I'm so excited about seeing those. They are beautiful. I couldn't even open them. Now.
Thank you. Muting that. So there's the lives. That's what that'll look like. That's off of YouTube, actually. FOMC press conference. Remind me at 2:30, Zoom users, members, paid members, and I switch that view over for you. Because if you don't, I'll probably forget. And boy, did I get out of gold too early, huh? Or what? I should have waited for that double top before I decided to get out. That's all right. You know how I is. You know how I is. I don't like to. What else we got coming up there? We got some what? We got a double top right there. Yeah, I can't pay attention, so I'll just never mind. I'll be happy with what we got here, right? Be done with it for the day. All right, so you always want to be laser focused on any trade that you're in. If you get distracted, you're going to pay a penalty for it, and that's usually not good for your bank account, right? So let's not do that, right? Anyhow, back to the regularly scheduled program, already in progress here. All right, so there's the Dow. You see how it went up, and now you're taking profit, right? Boy, my tripping over my tongue today.
I know, I was doing that a little bit this morning too. I'm like,
oh man, I'm tired. This last 3 days, I don't know if it's the winter weather, running around and going outside. I don't know. I'm just not getting enough sleep, Doug. You know. Oh, look, that was almost the Atari symbol, but it went down too far. Oh, well. All right, so NQ's pulled back, come back up a little bit, still lower than what before the meeting, but that's all right. The Russell is holding up. It broke above a double top here to the upside. That's a good indication, right? They like that well, they don't like it as much as if he said they were lowering rates. If he said they were lowering rates, they would really go. How many do we need? We need 80,000. Doug had 78,600. So, you know, I want to make Doug cry, right? I want to say my people that watch
in
me
less than 2
are better
hours
than the ones that were watching him at 6 a.m. this morning, right? The afternoon crew is better than the morning crew, but maybe many of you might have been watching Doug this morning. Any of you in here now, did you see Doug's broadcast this morning? Let me know in your comments. I would guess some of you did. Nettie did. Yes, I did see you there, Nettie. He was there this morning. Doug's a great educator, ain't he, Nettie? You can go ahead and say it. You can say it out loud. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I already know it. Bonafide, which was recorded. Yeah, you were on YouTube, so it would be on our YouTube channel. You'll be able to see that over there.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah, head over to our YouTube channel, which is, guess what it's called? American Dream Trading.
Dream Trading.
Go over there right now. You'll be able to see that. You'll see what I'm talking about. The guy with the big old beard, the beard that every guy wants to have. He's got it. He doesn't have to want one. He's already got it. We got a lot of beard envy in our group here. You know? Got that Viking thing going on, you know?
Keeps my neck warm.
Keep a neck warmer.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top. Right. Well, ain't quite as long as that, but yeah.
I actually trimmed a few inches off of it. Black Ice
over on YouTube says definitely watch it. He's going to watch it after that. He learned a lot of
StubHub
structure.
shares continue to spike now, 1608.
Well, I muted that. I guess I didn't.
See, there's that rude guy. Just comes right in and starts yelling.
Yeah, he interrupted me. I thought I muted it, but
screaming all that news at you.
Thought I muted it, but oh no, I didn't. Anyway, okay, so there's that. We don't need to listen to him anymore because all he's going to do is parrot what we'll hear live right out of the man's mouth to start with. So we'll just watch when the news conference comes on. That's what we'll watch. That's at the bottom of the half hour here at 2:30 Eastern time. About 10 minutes, 11 minutes. We'll go be looking at that. So there will be, I mean, the market really did move a lot, but it will still, especially when now his newsletter, his news conference statement will be more detailed. Okay. I mean, yeah, they'll probably read the statement, but he'll go into more detail why they did what they did. And it was a 10-2 and right? And he'll talk a lot of Fed speak, a lot of government speak. He's going to talk out of both sides of his mouth, cover all his bases. So he's not, whatever. It's interesting if you analyze what he's saying and how he says it, right? You have to kind of read between the lines of what these guys say, right? So I always find it interesting, right? These people that are highly intelligent and educated, how they can say something without hurting anybody's feelings, right? And making both sides of the aisle happy. People that wanted rate cuts and the people that didn't want rate cuts, right? So I wasn't talking political sides. I was talking, rate cuts. Look at oil going up. Oil's going up. Man, what's up with that? Up over 63 now. That went up, that broke above 63 right before the press conference or for the news release there. About what time is that? About 10:02 before when we went live. So good thing I didn't get into that gold trade because I called out it was coming up to a little micro double top there, and it did, and it's pausing. This is expected. And we also got the top of the trend channel here, which I would also expect resistance there also. So anyhow.
We have a lot of rejection on gold at 53.38.
53.38. That's right below the trend
in
line.
that same dollar range. Yep.
Yeah, I think I remember. I think I was actually in a trade around that level, and I seen that they were really piled up in the L2 at that time.
Yeah, we've got a rejection in Weevil at 11:02, which I think would be 12 our time, and then 11:30 another rejection, and 11:58, and then finally at 12:08.
I'm going to leave this dotted line here, or dash line, so you can see. So we're going to scroll back here, see what he's talking about. Why? How did he know this is going to happen, and it probably will happen again? Is look at it. Hit that line there, hit the line there, hit the line there, hit the line there, right? Bang, bang, bang. Strong resistance. That's a gold level, right? That's a strong thing. So I would expect the same thing here, at least to come up and pause. Now, it might break through. Now, it's been a while since, this is a pretty long time period since the last try, but it could still The more times it tries that level, the more it can hit it. Now, the other thing is this is near the record high. I mean, it's got a ways to go, another $20, but or another $30. We hit 5360.6 record high for gold lifetime ever. New world record, right? All right, what are we at? We're at 22,000. We only need 60 more to go, right? So let's go. Click them buttons over there. There's 44 of you over there. You do the math. How many times do you have to click the mouse to get me 60,000 ticks? It's not that hard when you break it down that way. How many of them do you got to do a minute? See, it's an even smaller number. All you got to do is work together and let's get her done. Get her done. First goal will be about 35,000, 32,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right, let's see. Anybody got any questions, comments before the news conference starts here in about 7 minutes? We'll try to answer your questions live. Once the press conference starts, we're going to listen. I may throw my own interjections in. You may hear a member throw one in here or there, but we're basically going to listen to what he's saying. Maybe if he says something out of if I can understand what he's saying to start with, I might interject why he's talking, but I would just want you to kind of experience how a federal government meeting news conference goes, right? Yeah, you see the White House press conferences on TV all the time, you know, those type of things. And it's kind of similar. The financial journalists are more polite than a White House press conference where they, you know what I mean, where they're trying to trick up the either the press secretary or the speaker that's there, right? They're like dogs on a bone there, right? Now the Fed meeting one, they're all professionals, right? So they're not afraid to ask pointed questions, right? What I want you to watch for is look for the first dumb question you could think that you like. Why would you even say that? Makes not a lick of sense. There's always somebody that got their journalism degree out of a Cracker Jack box. And if you don't have gray hair, you might not know what that means, a Cracker Jack box. But you know, you can Google
along
it.
with a decoder ring.
A decoder ring, yeah.
You remember that?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Hey, Mark, quick question. I just got nailed with a pullback on gold. It was an ATR at 20, but the volume says 2. I mean, what is that? Is there like no volume right now?
ATR is 65 right now.
Oh, I'm on a 1 minute.
That's what I'm on. A 1 minute's currently 65.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No, I was at 15 seconds over there. What the hell?
15 seconds? What were you doing on 50 seconds?
Good
15
Lord.
seconds. Come on, you got to concentrate.
I'll do 50 seconds on EWO
That's
sometimes.
a mechanical error, right? All right, so you
Yeah.
learned. You learned, right?
Won't do that again.
Okay, good. Make sure you journal that, you know, so you remember what happened there. That doesn't happen very often, but when it does, we need to make sure it doesn't happen again. We need to find some way to engineer that out. I would highly recommend you uncheck something so your 15-second chart never shows up on a list of options for you to choose. If you end up in a 15-second chart after that, then that's on you because you would have had to manually type in 15 seconds to get that chart, right? Instead of having it as one of your defaults that you can choose from.
So uncheck yourself.
Uncheck
You said
yourself.
uncheck.
Uncheck yourself.
Uncheck yourself.
All right, so we have about 4.5 minutes before the press conference is scheduled to start. Scheduled. Again, it's a government entity, so he's usually pretty good at starting on time. Anything can happen. They've had protesters there. They've had all kinds of things, right? All right. So, yes, you never play an EWO during a news event, especially a scheduled one, right? So, you never enter a trade when, especially a scheduled news event, you knew it was going to happen, right? So, those are the little things that can wreck you. You don't play during FOMC hoping to hit a home run home, right? So hang in there. Never quit. Never quit. Trade more, trade less. All right. By the way, for new members, you see at the top of the screen there, write this down, promo code MARK at checkout for any of our memberships. If you buy the Diamond membership, when it's going away, February 1st, you won't be able to buy any of those lifetime memberships that currently exist. So you want to lock them in now get that 10% off the top for all new members. How it works. Very simple. MARK at the checkout, promo code box. Who doesn't want free $500 taken off the top? I know I do.
Especially on the lifetimes, because theirs are going away at the end of this month.
Yep. February 1st at 12:01, they cease to exist. All right, where are we at on our likes over there? We're at 26,000. We're not even at 32,000 yet, 34,000. We have about 2.5 minutes before the Fed chair thing goes live. What I'll do is I'm going to switch my screen over to that feed right now. Excuse me. Woo! I've been sneezing all day today. I got a tickle. This won't go away. I got me a tickle. All right, let me switch over my other window here. And there we go. Let's see here. Get my news feed up. On that. There we go. So, I'll go full screen once this gets going here. So this is actually, this is actually a YouTube feed here, but the government actually has their own direct feed, but that usually gets hammered. And if you've ever visited a government website before, you know they're crap, right? You get more than 5 people on there at the same time, it's slower than snot. So, anyway. All right. Let's get there smashing that. We're not even at 30,000 yet. It's going to be tough to beat Doug. I need 80,000. Come on. There's 49.50 of you over there. You can each do 1,000 and we'll be there, right? That's all you got to do, 1,000 each. You do 100 at a time, easy. It only takes 15 seconds to get 100. Not even that long. There, I just added whatever. Let me see how long it takes to get 100. Ready? 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There you go. 20 seconds just to get 100 hearts flying. Right? There's 50 of you. There you go. So if you do 120 seconds, you only need 1,000. So there you go. Do that 10 times. All right. Thank you for your help by that way with that. Let's get to 80,000. Bang, bang. If you want to go to 100, you can do that too. All right, let me go.
All right, here come the indices are pulling again.
Yep, they're getting ready. All right. So there we go.
I'm going to close out of my silver trade because I think that's going to pull as well. Gold looks like it's pulling.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to leave this up. Again, we'll listen to what they say. And we'll interject what he's saying, maybe. I don't expect any big thing to really have to comment on. But listen to some of the things he says and some of the things what they say they base their information on and all that, right? So. By the way, if I have an echo on one of these feeds, let me know. I got a message from Bruno that we had a bad echo on TikTok when I was doing that Bazinga thing. So if I have that, let me know.
Oh, I think that was temporary because we had a member that had their mic open and it was coming through their speakers.
Oh, was that right? Okay.
I think so. I'll turn on the volume on TikTok though for me though.
Yeah, let me know if you get echo. There's some things I can mute over here also. All right. Should be starting here by now. It hasn't.
Huge move up on all the indices.
Thank you.
Huge. Huge.
Huge. Huge.
Huge.
All right, where you at, buddy? Let's get this thing going. Let's get this press conference going. Come on. All right, well, we're 2 minutes into when he should have started. He hasn't started yet.
Yeah, he started.
No, it just hasn't showed up on the... Well, let me refresh this. Maybe that's the problem. Well, there's a delay too with YouTube a little bit. Again, I don't like using the government site because man, you can get locked out easy. There we go.
Total non-farm payrolls declined at an average pace of 22,000 per month over the last 3 months. Excluding government employment, private payrolls rose at an average pace of 29,000 per month. A good part of the slowing in the pace of job growth over the past year reflects a decline in the growth of the labor force due to lower immigration and labor force participation, though labor demand has clearly softened as well. Other indicators, including openings, layoffs, hiring, and nominal wage growth, show little change in recent months. Inflation has eased significantly from its highs in mid-2022, but remains somewhat elevated relative to our 2% longer run goal. Estimates based on the Consumer Price Index indicate that total PCE prices rose 2.9% over the 12 months ending in December, and that excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices rose 3.0%. These elevated readings largely reflect inflation in the goods sector, which has been boosted by the effects of tariffs. In contrast, disinflation appears to be continuing in the services sector. Near-term measures of inflation expectations have declined from last year's peaks, as reflected in both market and survey-based measures. Most measures of longer-term expectations remain consistent with our 2% inflation goal. Our monetary policy actions are guided by our dual mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. At today's meeting, the committee decided to maintain the target range for the federal funds rate at 3.5% to 3.75%. Since last September, we have lowered our policy rate 75 basis points, or 0.75 percentage point, bringing it within a range of plausible estimates of neutral. This normalization of our policy stance should help stabilize the labor market while allowing inflation to resume its downward trend toward 2%, once the effects of tariff increases have passed through. We are well positioned to determine the extent and timing of additional adjustments to our policy rate based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. Monetary policy is not on a preset course, and we will make our decisions on a meeting-by-meeting basis. To conclude, the Fed has been assigned 2 goals for monetary policy: maximum employment and stable prices. We remain committed to supporting maximum employment, bringing inflation sustainably to our 2% goal, and keeping longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Our success in delivering on these goals matters to all Americans. We at the Fed will continue to do our jobs with objectivity, integrity, and a deep commitment to serve the American people. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
All right, comes to question. You didn't say anything out of the ordinary.
Hi, Chris Rugaber at Associated Press. Thank you. I wanted to ask that, you attended the Supreme Court hearing last week on the Lisa Cook case, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent criticized that as political. Can you say why you attended and
It's nothing to do with what we're talking about today. You'll probably not even answer it.
Let me start with, I don't respond to comments by other officials.
There you go.
Whoever they may be. It's just not appropriate to do that.
Bad question.
I will tell you why.
Not appropriate.
I would say that that case is perhaps the most important legal case in the Fed's 113-year history. And as I thought about it, I thought it might be hard to explain why I didn't attend. In addition, Paul Volcker went to a Supreme Court case famously in, I guess, 1985 or so. So it's precedented, and I thought it was an appropriate thing, and I did it.
Great. And then just quickly follow on the job market. You mentioned last month that the household survey might be distorted, and you also mentioned the potential for overcounting jobs, which would suggest that we're still in a negative hiring pace. So do you see the drop in the unemployment rate as solid? And what's the basis for saying that things have stabilized? Thank you.
So, yeah, really two questions. One is, so we're getting through the distortions in the data from the shutdown. However big they were in November, they're smaller in December. So we're getting to a place where they're no longer material. They're still there, but it's a tweak here and there. The reason why we changed the statement, let me pull it out, was simply, it used to say that judges that downside risks to employment rose in recent months. So we saw, data coming in which suggests some signs of stabilization. I wouldn't go too far with that, but some signs of stabilization. There are also some signs of continued cooling. And so we thought that was no longer an accurate description of the data. In addition, the outlook for economic activity has clearly improved since the last meeting, and that should matter for labor demand and for employment over time. So for those two reasons, we thought we would take that language out of the statement.
Gold rising. Had a double top, triple top.
Tim Rose, The Wall Street Journal. Chair Powell, you've generally avoided engaging with political controversies directly, and the video statement on January 11th was a departure. What made this different, and are you concerned it could draw the institution further into political debates?
So today I'm simply going to refer you to the statement that I made on January 11. I'm not going to expand on it or repeat it. So I'm just not going to, this is really about the press conference and the economy and what we did today, and some ancillary areas, but I'm not going to be getting into that.
Can you say whether the Fed has responded to the subpoenas?
I have nothing for you on that today.
Move on. But asking these line of questioning, he ain't going to answer it.
Michael McKee from Bloomberg Radio TV. Have you made a decision on whether you would remain as a governor of the Federal Reserve? And if so, would you tell us what it is? And if not, when might we anticipate a decision?
No, and I really, once again, have nothing for you on that today. That either.
You want to be a punching bag for another 6 years?
Leave it all under the circumstances.
Again. I don't want to get into that. It's not something there's a time and place for these questions, and
not one of them has asked anything about their decisions that they did.
Today.
Not one.
Thank
They
you.
want to get political here. Come on.
Thank you. Claire Jones, Financial Times. Thanks a lot for taking my questions.
Okay, here's a British person.
And another one that might,
He just told you he wasn't answering it.
Answer. We've seen quite big movements in the dollar over recent days. What do you think is driving the US currency lower? And have you been at all concerned just by the extent of the volatility we've seen this week?
If he was a member of American Dream Trading, you know why it's going lower. We talk
don't
about that
comment
all
on
the
dollar.
time.
Really, the administration, especially the Treasury Department, has the job of oversight over
Somebody sign her up.
currency and exchange rates and all that. We don't comment on that. It's not our role. So I have nothing for you.
But, what's your view on the market movements? What do you think behind them? Is it asset managers diversifying? Is it?
Yeah, I just don't. We don't talk about the dollar. We don't talk about what moves it around.
Treasury Secretary's job
for us to do so. Really, the Treasury Department has
Told you.
that. It's their role, their bailiwick, and we stay off it. We do.
All right, so they've had 3 questioners, and all 3 of them asked dumb questions. Not one of them was asked about the rates.
Hi, Chair Powell. Neil Irwin with Axios. Obviously, no SEP in this meeting, but in light of the slight firming up of the language around growth in the labor market in the statement, should we assume that the timeline for any further rate cuts is pushed back compared to what people might have thought?
This will move the market, his answer.
Well, first of all, if you look at the incoming data since the last meeting, clear improvement in the outlook for growth. The data have come in, and sentiment, the beige book, everything comes in suggesting that this year starts off on a solid footing for growth. Inflation performed about as expected, and as I mentioned, some of the labor market data came in suggesting we're evidence of stabilization. So it's overall a stronger forecast, really, if that's your question. I'm not sure I answered your question.
But in terms of timing or pacing of any additional easing?
So we haven't made, what we
Big
say
pull
about
on gold
this was
because he
that
said,
after this meeting,
we're good,
after
no
the 3
fear.
recent rate cuts,
Now let's
we're
re-pull
well-positioned
right back
to
up
address
again.
the risks that we face on both sides of our dual mandate, and we'll continue
Gold
to
is
make our
fearful,
decisions
right?
meeting by meeting
That's where you go for fear. That's why gold reacted to that one statement.
The outlook and the balance of risks.
Things are
Haven't made any
good.
Decisions about future meetings, but the economy is growing at a solid pace.
Bounced right back up
Unemployment rate is
almost
broadly
about where it was
stable,
at.
and inflation remains somewhat elevated. So we'll be looking to our goal variables and letting the data.
By the way, I
light the
told
way
you
for us.
it was going to move the market on his answer on that question before it happened. Just so you know.
Steve Leisman, CNBC, and sticking with questions you might answer, thank you. You had previously, I believe, described the current policy rate being at the higher end of neutral. And if you look at the longer run, the S&P and the longer run rate, 16 of 19 officials are actually below there on their long run. Is the Fed still in a process of bringing it down towards a middle
Gold
range
came right
of
back up
neutral?
right before that
And what
statement
would it take
was
to get
made.
there?
Straight back to where it was, where
The
it pulled.
count I did was that 4 of the 19 were at or above that. And maybe I missed by one, but I thought it was 4. And if you look at the dealer survey, it was 10 out of 58 where we're at or above. So you're right. It's the higher end of the range. What we say is it's within the range of plausible estimates. This is the higher end of that range, but so for some people they think it's neutral. I think, and many of my colleagues think, it's hard to look at the incoming data and say that policy is significantly restrictive at this time. It may be sort of loosely neutral, or it may be somewhat restrictive. It's in the eye of the beholder, and of course no one knows.
34,000 likes. Keep going. We need 80.
So
you can click while you listen.
Follow up.
I get what you're saying, but some officials have described the Fed being in a mode of bringing it down eventually over time. Are you still in that mode, or is this a place to hang out?
Yeah, no, I would say if you look at the SEP from December, most people had additional normalization. But at the same time, we've done a lot of the process of normalizing. A good piece of it is done with 75 basis points, and before that, 100. It's 175 basis points we've cut since we began cutting in September of 2024. So you've moved now to, Fed funds is running just a little below 3.65%. So you've moved a good way, and we think we're well positioned here to watch how the economy performs, look at the data. We're not making decisions about future meetings, but we do think we're well positioned after those 3 cuts to let the data speak to us.
Amira. Thank you, Chair Powell. Amira Mokwe from Bloomberg News. To what extent did the committee discuss the possibility of cutting at this meeting or in March? And how are you all thinking about the conditions that would merit another rate cut? Is there broad agreement on the committee about what it would take?
Depending what he says.
So
The
there was
action.
broad support on the committee for holding.
How many cuts
today.
will there be?
Broad, I would say, including among non-voters. So that's where that was. Of course, some people did want to cut and dissented, but committee pretty broadly for holding today. We're not trying to articulate a test for when to next cut or whether to cut at the next meeting. What we're saying is we're well positioned as we make decisions meeting by meeting, looking at the incoming data, evolving outlook and all that. And, we're in a position where, we still have some tension between employment and inflation, but it's less than it was. I think that the upside risks to inflation and the downside risks have probably both diminished a bit. So, we'll be looking at that. It's about how you weigh the risks to the 2 goals and how big those, and quantify them. And so there are different views on the committee, and, we'll find our way forward as the data evolve.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Edward Lawrence from Fox Business. Has the effects of tariffs already moved through the economy on prices?
This will move the market.
So basically, there are many different estimates, and they're all highly uncertain, but most of the overrun in goods prices is from tariffs. And that's actually good news, because if it weren't from tariffs, it might mean it's from demand, and that's a harder problem to solve. We do think tariffs are likely
Mr. Tees,
to move through and be a
see how
one-time
it was
price
beneficial?
increase. So
No way.
most of the overshoot, if you were to
No, but
take
he's
that
right.
out,
What
you
he's
get-
talking
and
about
you
there,
would-
the money
I
that's
mean,
coming in is
inflation
from
core
that,
PCE
the
inflation is
growth.
running just a bit
If
above
we had
2%.
excessive
X the effects
increase
of
of production and growth
and
too
the
fast,
good news is, if you
that's
look
not
away
good
from goods
either.
and look at services,
What?
you do see ongoing
More stuff?
disinflation
Not good?
in all
No,
the
because
categories of
that's
services.
that's going to
So
drive
that's a
prices
healthy
up
development.
because
So that's what's going on.
they can
The
decide what they want to
expectation
sell.
is that we will see the effects of tariffs flowing through goods prices, peaking, and then starting to come down, assuming there are no new major tariff increases that are begun. And that's what we expect to see over the course of this year. If we see that, if we see that,
No red.
that would be something that tells us that we can loosen policy. Also, if we see something that suggests that the labor market is not stabilizing, that in fact the downside risks reemerge or the data just get worse, we'd have to look at both of those. We have two-sided.
All right, well, listen to one or
If I
two
could,
more,
if
see,
President Trump
unless they start
does
asking
pick
stupid.
a new Fed chairman before May, what does that look like? How would you work with that person, and what does that transition period look like?
I don't have anything for you on that. That will depend on Congress's actions and things I can't speculate on.
Howard Schneider with Reuters. Thank you for
Oh
taking
boy,
my
here
questions.
comes a winner.
Given the changes in the statement and all you've said so far, is it fair to describe risks to both sides of the Band-Aid as roughly balanced right now? And is the next move necessarily down?
I'd say that
See how cautious he was on answering this?
to inflation and the downside risks to employment have diminished, but they still exist. So there's still some tension between the mandates. Are they fully in balance? Hard to say. Hard to say. And we think our policy's in a good place. I've just discussed reasons why we might change our policy, and we'll just have to see how the data lead us.
I'm wondering, a minute ago you said you felt expectations were consistent with your mandate, that the 2 and the 10-year break-evens have moved quite notably in the last couple of weeks, I believe. Is there any concern on that front?
I mean, I recently looked at all of the both survey and market-based short-term inflation expectations have come way down. They were in a good place at the beginning of last year. They spiked around Liberation Day, and now they've fully retraced in the last few months. So that's very comforting. And the longer-term inflation expectations have remained in places that are very consistent with 2% inflation over time. So expectations have been solid, and they reflect confidence in the return to 2% inflation.
Andrew. Apologies if this is a little bit repetitive, but in the past you've said that the reason you cut rates was that the risk to the labor market was greater than the risk to the inflation side. Is that still true?
We haven't made. You're right. We saw the labor market weakening, and we acted, and I think that was the appropriate thing to do. We will always act to address what we see as the economy moving away from our goals. Risks to both of the variables are a little less. I think that the upside risk to inflation, again, a little bit less, and the downside risk to employment, a little less. I just would say that I'm not making a judgment about how, one of them is more at risk than the other, just that the risks to both of them have diminished.
Okay, thanks. BIS wrote a paper last summer which concluded that global investors were hedging their dollar exposures in ways that previously they hadn't because of policy uncertainty. Do you agree with BIS?
We really don't see much at all about that whole story. There's just not a lot of data that suggests that there's much to that.
Thanks.
Anna Swanson with the New York Times. Can you talk more about what you would need to see in the labor market to conclude it's time to resume easing? Do you need to see further deterioration in the labor market, or would it be enough for inflation to soften?
So we'll always be looking at both things. And so there could be combinations, infinite numbers of combinations that would cause us to want to move. Certainly, a weakening labor market would be an argument for loosening. But what's happening with inflation? If inflation were at the same time getting worse, you just have a very difficult situation there. So we'll be looking at both. Clearly, a weakening labor market calls for cutting. A stronger labor market says that the rates are in a good place. We'll have to be making similar judgments too on inflation though.
And if inflation does pick back up and the labor market doesn't show further signs of deterioration, is there a chance that you could raise rates rather than simply remaining on hold? What would you need to see to consider hiking?
We don't take things off the table, but it isn't anybody's base case right now, anybody's base case that the next move will be a rate hike. But, ultimately,
30,000, 39,000 likes. You keep going.
That's not
Need
where
80.
people's
Got a double.
expectations are right now.
Victoria.
This will be the last question.
Hi, Victoria Guido with Politico. I wanted to ask, you've talked in the past about concerns about the U.S. fiscal trajectory, and we've seen in the Japanese bond market a lot of turmoil recently, in part due to concerns over their fiscal and long-term economic outlook. So do you worry that the U.S. could at some point find itself in a similar situation to Japan, whether for fiscal or demographic reasons?
Over time, you've seen that U.S. rates have remained they haven't moved a lot really for a while, but they haven't moved a lot because
Just
of what's
remember,
going
the
on
U.S. dollar is the king currency in the world, no matter what anybody tells
It's
you.
more of an over time thing. The U.S. federal budget deficit is, uncontroversially on an unsustainable path. The level of debt is not unsustainable. It's very much sustainable, but the path is unsustainable. And the sooner we work on it, the better. But right now we're running a very large deficit at essentially full employment. And so the fiscal picture needs to be addressed, and it's not really being addressed. So that's important. I'm not in any way connecting it to some sort of near-term market event, but ultimately it's something we'll have to deal with. And that in the end game, that's where you wind up, is in some kind of a difficult thing. But that's not where we are. It's not where Japan is either. But it's certainly not where we are right now.
Does it reduce the effect of your rate cuts that longer-term rates have overall not really budged that much?
I wouldn't say that. The thing is, technically, higher longer-term rates means less accommodative financial conditions. But remember, many, many things move longer-term rates. It's not mostly what happens on the short end. There can be effects of longer-term rates from our moving our policy around, but it's much more assessments of the fiscal path and fiscal policies and risks and things like that move the 10-year around. You can look back at and find periods where we've been very actively moving the policy rate over the course of a year, and over the course of that year, the 10-year is exactly where it started. So there's not a tight link between 10-year rates and the overnight rate.
Elizabeth. Thanks so much, Elizabeth Schulze with ABC News. Republican Senator Tom Tillis, who sits on the Senate Banking Committee, said he will block any Fed nominee, including the chair, until this investigation into you is resolved. Do you support this move by the senator, and what conversations have you had with the senator?
I've got nothing for you on that.
More broadly, what would happen to American households if the Federal Reserve loses its ability to operate independent from politics?
So really, the point of independence is not to protect policymakers or anything like that. It just is that every advanced economy democracy
It should be. I agree. It should be separate.
Has come around to.
I don't want a president. I don't care who he is.
Practice. It's just an
them.
Institutional arrangement that is
Hovering over
served the people well, and that is to have a separation between to not have direct elected official control over the setting of monetary policy. And the reason is that monetary policy can be used, through an election cycle to affect the economy in a way that will be politically worthwhile. So I'm not talking about the U.S. context. This is every advanced economy democracy of any size. So it's a good practice. It's pretty much everywhere among countries that look at all like the United States. And I think if you lose that, first of all, it would be hard to restore the credibility of the institution. If people lose their faith that we're making decisions, only on the basis of our assessment of what's best for everyone, for the wide public, rather than trying to benefit one group or another. If you lose that, it's going to be hard to retain it. And we haven't lost it. I don't believe we will. I certainly hope we won't. But it's very important, and the reason it's important is that it's enabled central banks generally not to be perfect, but to serve the public well.
You're confident it can maintain that independence at this point?
Yes. I'm strongly committed to that, and so are my colleagues.
Markets like that
Archie Hall from
news.
The Economist. On that sort of stabilization of the labour market question,
Gonna try
how
to
much
get
do
into
you
a
see
brand
the
new
weakening
record
sort
high
of
here,
past
or
6
what?
months a
We're
year
teasing it right
as a kind
now.
of data
Gold.
mirage around immigration,
Gold.
the government shutdown, and so on.
53.60 is,
or how much we see the kind of
is
real
your
underlying
0.6
firming
is
up
your
in the
record
state of the
high.
labour market, do you think?
Teasing it as we speak. No, it hasn't
Part
got
of
there.
is, to your point, part of it just is that labor supply, growth in labor supply has come to essentially a halt from a fairly fast clip of growth over the last couple of years, driven by immigration, and then the halt being driven by a very sudden stop in immigration. So
Only take too much.
Many outcomes were possible.
Government speakers, right? All right, so if that's the first time you've ever experienced it, congratulations. Hopefully you weren't too bored out of your mind, right? But that's what an FOMC press conference looks like. You see the questions. First three questions, all three of them should be fired. Not one of them asked them a question relevant to the news event, right? But that's the game they play. Now, they were polite about it. They knew he wasn't going to answer them. They tried that the last one, right? They're trying to bring.
Oh, look at that bounce on gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Yep. Yes, sirree, Bob. Don't call me Bob. So.
Surely you're not serious.
No, you're not, you know.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
There we go. The record high here is what? 50. Get my little thingamajigger out of the way. 53.6. Oh, it did set a new high. 53.65.9 now is the new record high. It's doing it as we speak. 53.65.9, new all-time historical high record for gold. What's silver doing? I'm not watching silver. Is it climbing? Of course, it wasn't near its new record high, but it's climbing.
Is, yeah.
Double top on double big resistance here, right? Got a double top here we got to watch out for, right? Talk about this right here. I can pop a line there for you for your visual representation. This will be a rough area right there where that dotted line's at there, right, for silver. It's approaching that, so that'll be a critical resistance, area of resistance, just like the new record high, which is this line here, right? 52-week high is what I just do it because it may not always be that, right? So there's that. There's the record high, or 52-week record high, however you want to look at it. That is a record high. Gold has never been this valued ever. Like, remember back in the day, my father-in-law was so proud that he sold gold at $800 back in the very early 80s. That was matter of fact, that was record high at that time. And if that growth rate back, just to put this in perspective, that $800 value, that growth that it rose during that time period was not equaled again until this past year, whenever gold hit like $3,500, either 32 or 35. That increase, that percentage increase back in the early 80s. So, and of course, now we're way past that. Obviously, we're way above $3,500 a share, an ounce now. So now we're setting new records practically every day. Will there be profit taking here sometime? Probably, but you know, we can say it. So anyway, I'm done here. Questions or comments, Peanut Gallery? How about it over there? Where are we at on TikTok? We're only at 46,000. Oh man, it looks like I'm gonna go down in flames to Doug. I don't like losing, you know. Are you gonna get me to 80,000 so we can beat Doug today? Doug's broadcast this morning. Well, if you can't, you can't, you know. I'll growl and cry. But you know, I know everybody likes Doug better than Mark, but, you know, I'm just trying to beat him again. That's all, you know, so I can just gloat, you know. So anyway, we're at a new record high. Again, new record high, gold.
Mark,
Now,
don't worry. You're my favorite.
Thanks, C-Mac. Appreciate it.
He's
You're
my favorite too, C-Mac.
Yeah, you're my favorite too. Aw. Anyhow, you know, Matthew, am I your favorite?
All right, all right.
See, I always got Matthew. I'm only a button push away, right? The Kool-Aid like guy like me?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyway, gold, Jerry says over there. Comments, questions. You see how the market reacted? It was not good news. It was not bad news. It was as expected, right? So it was a nothing burger as far as what we were expecting. So the market just, we'll just keep going. Okay, we'll go up. Set new records on gold. Now, why did the metals keep going? Well, you would think it would have done the opposite, right? Interest rates aren't dropping. So the interest rates are still being held. No change is expected anytime soon. So that's kind of, that might have boosted a little bit, right? They're getting closer. The markets are stabilizing. I mean, the rates and the labor markets are stabilizing, he said, right? So there's some good news there. Not where they want to be yet, but things are looking up. But the value of gold is just something people still want to be there. They're still hedging their bets against things, right? Honestly, I can't believe they're still driving the price up, but oh well, I don't care if the price actually of gold goes up or down or any of them. We're going to play it up. We're going to play it down. We're going to play it sideways. Why? Because that's how Coach educates us here at American Dream Trading. All right, in your comments up there on TikTok, YouTubes, and all them. Let me know. Did you find that interesting? Did you find that exciting? Did you not understand a word the guy said? Did you find it extremely boring? Give me some feedback so if I know if I'm going to keep doing these like that. I've done this probably the third time, I think, maybe we've done this, right? Let me know what you think. Did you like it? Not like it? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You can do that.
It's boring.
Boring to her.
But I made 13%. So
okay, so that's exciting, right?
That's exciting for me. But overall,
yes.
Yeah.
And you see my last post in there was exciting for me also. Did you see the
I did
Zoom
not
chat?
see that in the chat.
Yeah. If you scroll up, you'll see the last one with the gold, the green dot there that you can see. Clicky on that.
Let's see. Last one with the green dot.
Yeah, scroll up that little picture up there.
I'm looking.
In the Zoom chat.
See the green dot. That's too little. What the hell's going on there? I can't see any of that. That green dot in the middle.
Yeah.
That's not. No,
you
that's a.
You got to double click on that to bring it up, make it bigger.
Yeah, but that's something.
That's it. Double click on it.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, okay. You can see it now.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Very nice. But is it 13%? I'm just asking. I'm just kidding.
No. Obviously not. No. That would be nice. Yes.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that is impressive, but no. Ooh. I don't even know what that number would be.
Oh my gosh.
There's no reason it couldn't be.
There it is.
There it is, right?
Keep on finding out.
Here we go. All right. So gold's hanging out here at this new record level. It has not broken held yet. It's got room. It's not at the top of the trend channel yet. Anything can happen here. You got a lot of motion between here and there you can get up to. It has pulled back from the record high, which is, oh, wait, it moved again. Oh, I blinked and it set another new record. Imagine that. Record high is now 53.71.60 is the new record high. Oops. Wrong box, dummy. I should say. Pay attention while I was typing. The coordinates what I wanted to change. 53.71.6. And that'll automatically move my line to that number. See that? Bang, bang. And I can lock it there so I don't accidentally move it. So anyway, here we come, retesting that level again, and there is some move room for the upward motion there, right? Does it want to break through there? I don't know. We will see. It did set another record high, 73.8 by the wick. Did not break through the top of that channel though, right? All right, Ronald says he likes listening to that. Thank you, Ronald, for your feedback. Anybody else? over there on TikTok, what did you think about watching that news conference? Thumbs up, thumbs down, boring, interesting, learn something? Let me know in your comments on your social media platforms. Give me an idea. Because if you don't tell me you hate it, I'll keep doing it, right? Or maybe if you tell me you hate it, I'll keep doing it just out of spite. I don't know. I don't know what you feel. You won't tell me. All right. Robert gives a thumbs up. Thank you, sir. Your feedback. What about this? Is there anybody over there on the YouTubes? Because they're not chatting at all. Gary was the last one who went gold. All right. Well, we're getting close to 50,000, so I think the goal is really achievable, right? So we got Ronald in first place, we got Doug in second, and we got Robert in third. Who's after that? Malaya's in fourth. Mikey Sweet Tea is in sixth. I'm in fifth, actually. Pappy's down there. Look at that. Let's go. You can get that 80,000 easy, right? So, that was the FOMC meeting on the interest rate decision, and that was the federal chairman, Mr. Powell. He's the chairman. It's ran by a total of 12 members of the Board of Governors, whatever, right? They represent their area. There's somebody that represents the Cleveland, Ohio district, which may encompass, I don't know, you'd have to go look at their site, may encompass part of Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia. I don't know what the region is. You'd have to go look at the map. It's divvied up into 12 different regions. So, then you have somebody in San Francisco. That's where that other office is at. So they're going to represent the California, who knows, that area there. Maybe Arizona. I don't know. You'd have to go look. But they divided up the United States up into 12 regions. Now, why is that important? Well, when they all get together and have their meetings on a regular basis, obviously the economy and the job situation in the Rust Belt, which used to be the Rust Belt, Ohio, okay, where I live in that state, is going to be a totally different economy than out there in California, right? They got the governor out there, right? So it's two totally different sides of the country, two different ways of life, I guess, if you want to say it that way, right? Different economies. So, Ohio may say, oh, we're doing really great. And California says, oh, no, everything's horrible here, or vice versa. So that's why it's important to have regions so that those people that represent that region can give a synopsis of what goes on in their region, because everything's going to be different. Now, obviously, if they're all experiencing the same good or bad things, it makes their job a lot easier, right, on their decisions. So, but, just as well as I do, anything different than living in a city versus living in a rural area in the same state, right? You move outside the city, it's a totally different way of living, a totally different way of thinking. Well, it's the same way in the regions with the Federal Reserve System. So it's important that they represent, right, properly so that they can make good decisions, right? Good. All right. Thank you, Shane, for sharing the live. Appreciate it. Thank you, Selvin, for joining us today. Right. What else we got going on over here? Ronald wants to know if somebody's buying a diamond. By the way, if you're a new member, you can get 10% off of that today. But just because you are watching, look at the top of my screen there. You can take 10% off the memberships for any new members by using discount code MARK, M-A-R-K, at the checkout promo code box. That'd be $500 right off the top off of that. So get her today. Don't delay. Change your life. When are you waiting? How much longer are you going to wait? Because that goes away February 1st. You cannot buy any of our lifetimes. That includes the VIP, VIP Gold, right? That includes also the premium packages. So any of them. I don't know what you're waiting on. Go get it. I can't talk you into anything. You have to decide on your own that you want to change your life, and you need to take steps to do that. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay? Comments, questions. Saturday night at midnight, Sunday morning, 12:01 Sunday morning, February 1st. you believe it's going to be February already? Woo! They go away. All right. By the way, we have an electronic journal you can also buy. We got all kinds of different things. You go to our website, American Dream Trading, and you can see all of those things. Right? No way, Doug. Wow. And he was doing it during this?
No, this is early this morning. If you check the chat channel that he's reporting to.
Yeah, I didn't look at it. I thought he hit it last night. All right, whatever. Okay.
It happens.
Yeah. Well, that's why they have rules in place, right? It's not that easy. That's why they say only maybe what, 7% or 5% actually do?
Less than 3%.
Less than 3%. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're not dumb. The house always wins, right? They know what they're doing.
They've got those rules in place. They're very smart about it.
All right. By the way, if you like prop firm kind of trading, if you see it there at the bottom of the screen there on my right, or on the right side of the screen, however you want to look at it, it'd be that way. Anyway, we have a affiliate relationship with Tradeify, and if you use code ADT when you sign up with them, I believe it's between 30 and 40% discount on the fees for Tradeify prop firm. Yep, trade less. In other words, stop, put a halt to it, train more, ask questions, show up. Never ever quit. Speaking to the person in our Zoom chat. All right. Had some good trading today. And during our live Zoom trading, we had some talked about trading psychology, all those things, right? So we start training and trading at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Our Diamond members actually get up to 7 days of. See you later. Mr. T over there is leaving for the day. Have a great day. Hopefully you're going away green. All right. I don't know what I was just saying. I don't know. Go to AmericanDreamTrading.com now. Get that membership.
Right. Diamond members get 7 days of training.
That's it. Yeah. Thank you, C. Yes, Diamond membership, which is our top tier, which is you can get 10% off, which will save you $500 total. It's a one-time pay type of thing, and you're done. If you want to split it into 2 pays, you can go over to our free Discord, fill out a help desk ticket, and ask that question. I can't speak for Coach if he's going to allow it every time or not. He has been to a certain point, right? So, yeah, I'm not a prop firm guy myself, Shane. I see they have a purpose. As long as you have some training already. To go in there totally green, that doesn't make sense. That's just crazy, right? You got to get training and know what you're doing before you go do those things. Unfortunately, the reason why there's such a low payout percentage is because somebody hears about a prop firm. Oh, I could trade with their money? Really? That'll be cool. Well, there's rules involved, right? Well, you got to pay a monthly fee to do that on top of it. So if you're don't know what you're doing, guess what? You just keep feeding it. Like feeding a roulette machine, right? Now, eventually you get to trade with their real money and, you get to keep 90% and they take 10%. So that takes a long time to get there. Got to be good to get there. So it is there. You can check it out. Just make sure you educate yourself on everything that has to do with prop firms. Make sure you understand the terms of each prop firm because they're all a little different. How they pay out, what do you have to do if you don't know what it is? We have many people here over at American Dream Trading can help educate you on the terminology and the things that go on over there. So, and again, you can use the discount code ADT at sign up at Tradeify to get a substantial savings off of those, I don't know what you want to call it, membership fee. It's not really a membership. It's a fee. I don't know what's called for real. There's a term for it. Do I trade prop firms personally? No, but we have members in here and we have moderators in here that do. So they have experience and they're highly qualified to answer your questions. One of the benefits of a paid membership, you have access to practically unlimited information. So what are you waiting on? When you decide you're going to change your life, I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what to tell you. You don't want to trade, all right? All right, let me read some messages here real quick. Comments, questions. Type them in your chat box and we'll do our best to answer them live for you. Oh, by the way, speaking of memberships, one of the memberships that you have available to you is the crypto membership. Why do I bring that up? Because by the old calendar hanging on the wall, today's Wednesday. They have live Zoom trading every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to learn about crypto trading? There's where you need to be. You need to get that crypto membership, get yourself all trained up, right? That's on Wednesday nights at 7:15. And sometimes them guys go on forever. They trade all night long. Well, not all night, but their Zoom class goes for a couple hours sometimes. So it just varies depending on what's going on. But at 7:15 Eastern Time tonight, there'll be a live crypto Zoom training and trading broadcast. Not broadcast, but Zoom. It's live. You've got to be a member to be there. So that would even be an additional benefit for picking up either a standalone crypto membership, which you can get as low as $50 a month, or you can buy the annual or lifetime memberships, or you can get the diamond, and that crypto is also included in that diamond membership. You can trade stock options, crypto, and futures. That's all lifetime membership. You never ever pay again. So there you go. Comments, questions, use promo code market checkout. Where are we at on our lives? We're at 60,000 almost, so we'll be there in a second. We'll need 20,000 more in the next 15 minutes max. All right.
I'm over here training and trading this gold rush.
Are you? Good for you. Getting a little choppy now, right? Getting a little settling down, topping out. Got to be really focused on those trades, so don't get distracted.
I'm all green, baby.
I'm all green too. I would be over there trading it myself if I was not distracted presently. I did okay though. I haven't done any more since the last posting, so getting a little tight now. I just didn't want to, a lot of double topping out going on there, right? You can see on the screen here, right? About
new high, new high,
new high, new record high. Look at that, and it's got plenty of room in that channel to keep moving up. It just trades within an average in that channel. Now, you don't have anything to go by. There's no history here. It's all new records, right? It's obviously going to pull back to its former 52-week high. See, it did. So it'll also want to retest it to see if it can break it out again. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here, right?
There's a little bit of a sell-off.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't expect anything different, right? So that's your new record high up there. It says 52-week high. Same difference, right? Last record, it's both the same. So, all right. Jerry says he's getting paid. Thumbs up. Good job. Comments, questions. What do you got? We got 80,000 yet? Not yet. Getting there, though. Got 60. Good job, TikTok. Keep it clicking. Keep it kicking. Ron's still number one over there. Good job, Ron. Ronald, however you want to say it. Ron. Elias in a close third place from Doug. I think she's probably going to overtake Doug, if I think so. That's what I'm thinking. Who else we got? We have Robert is in fourth. Mikey Sweet Tea's in sixth. Pappy's in seventh. Global Effects in 8th. Good job, everybody. Thank you for your help. We give this to you for free. It's not the hearts that I want, right? Did you get paid for them? Yeah, it's pennies, actually, total. You can sit here, click all day, and make a couple pennies. That's it. But it does help our algorithm. It does help get our stuff out. So anything you can do to help, we greatly appreciate it, right? All right. Comments over there. Thanks for joining us, Bo. Thank you very much. Make sure this is your first time here, you do click that subscribe button and click the share to get this word out, right? We just got done covering the FOMC meeting live as it happened. Hopefully that was something different that you never got to experience before, right?
G-Dog.
What?
J-Dog over in the Traders Lounge.
Oh, I just put my little 2 cents in there. I was cracking up right there.
That's awesome.
Anyhow, what are we waiting on? What questions? You guys aren't asking questions today. What's up with that? I guess we've already done educated y'all. Y'all real smart now, right? By the way, Ken, are you still in here over there on the YouTubes? Are you still in the house? Or did you already take off? I don't know. Can't tell. Still in here?
I've got a question.
Okay. What's your question?
Yeah. Is anyone using NinjaTrader for futures?
Well, I'm using
essentially, yes.
Trade-O-Bait, same thing, but slightly different, right?
Okay, because I've had a lot of problems out of my Weeble. It gets hung up, it freezes, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. I go in for a fill, and I know it's at the right time because I know what I'm doing. At least I think I know what I'm doing, and it's just lagging for some reason. And I tried changing carriers for my Wi-Fi, all kinds of stuff, new computers, new laptop, and it's just not getting it.
Huh.
Live trade or paper trading?
Oh, live.
Yeah, you should. I don't have any issues with Weeble Live.
That's interesting.
Something's not right. Wi-Fi, you may have right speed, but is it a really good connection? Do you do speed tests or anything? I don't know.
Yeah, everything's up. I've got, matter of fact, 2 Wi-Fis. I use AT&T and Xfinity.
Okay. Yeah,
it's just not, for some reason, I'm having a lot of problems with the fills, and I know I'm entering correctly.
You have the same issue when you paper trade?
I don't paper trade.
Okay, but I mean, you could try it, right? See if it's
I could
trading's
try
actually
it.
slower.
Definitely.
I just was curious if you ever did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what issues you're having there. There's something going on that doesn't make sense because Weeble really does give pretty good fills overall, right? They're not any better or any worse than anybody else. But you can
Okay.
try it. Yeah, I mean, you can open an account with them. You got to fill out, qualify just like you did with Weeble. You got to go through that
absolutely.
whole process. You know what I mean? So here we go on gold.
Aside from the outage that we had this morning with Trade-O-Bait on the demo side, the live side was working fine. But for
Okay.
whatever reason, the demo side, their live data stream was interrupted.
Okay.
But they had that fixed within a couple of hours and, back at it. But I haven't had any trouble with Trade-O-Bait, especially linking it to TradingView.
Yeah, I haven't.
And also trading the prop, Tradeify, through Trade-O-Bait linked to TradingView. I never had any issues with.
Okay, maybe I might give them a try. I started signing up for it, but I stopped.
I would recommend it. I mean, to fund it, it's relatively cheap, and then you get the API connection to TradingView for free. You get the demo account for free. There's a lot of advantages to it. And then if you decide that you like the platform and you go with a lifetime membership with them, your fee structure will be cheaper than it is through Webull as well. Not to mention cheaper margin rates 23 hours of the day.
Right, right. Okay, I might give them a try. I'll keep you guys abreast as to what's happening.
Yeah, just don't
Yeah,
pay
let us
for
know
any
where we can help.
data or any of that kind of stuff. Just wait till you get approved for your account. Do not buy any add-ons.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Don't buy any.
gotcha.
So wait, because they have promotions going, but we don't know if if without looking at the site, is those promotions still in effect? Because if they're not, you're gonna have to pay for that stuff anyway. But don't pay for it up front until you see what the promotions, if they're still in effect. Look
Absolutely,
at
I
gold
understand.
go. Look at that
Well,
go.
thank you for the info.
53.83. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Scalpy over here.
Bang, bang.
Sure. Pretty nice, huh? That's top of the trend channel now, right? See what I'm talking about here? That's going to be a point of resistance because that's the trend. It has to break out of that trend channel. Watch resistance right here. Don't be surprised if there is. Not a guarantee, but don't be surprised right here if you get a pullback. Huh. See that candle turn red there? Huh. How do I know that?
Funny that.
Might wait for it.
You want to wait for the break and hold above that green line, which is currently at 5390.1. You want to break and hold above that before worrying about going up, because now you're breaking out of the trend zone there, right? You're above the mean. You want to wait for it to get above the line. That helps it break structure. Huh? How about that, Doug? How about them apples? Did you like that?
Structure.
I heard that. That's brilliant.
Did you like that? All right, we're at 65,000. We're only 15,000 away, making Doug cry. All right, come on.
Cry, baby.
Trade F5. There's 20 or 30 or 50 brokers you can use to trade futures. Not any one's any worse than the other, probably. They're all about the same. But we've had, I don't know, who the heck started this going with the with Trade Evade anyway. I don't know if it was me or somebody else. Anyway, we tried it. I had a bad experience with them, actually. I'll be quite honest, with Trade Evade for futures trading. It's not a prop firm. It's a regular broker. Malaya says, I don't want to make Doug cry, but she says I deserve the love. Thanks. I don't care about Doug's emotions. I don't care if he cries or not. He may not cry. He's a pretty tough guy.
No.
He may get over it.
I shed no tear.
Yeah. I had Trade Evade prior to where I'm at now, which I have Trade Evade now. But I had a bad use. I'll quite honestly, I had a bad user experience. I did not like it. It wasn't getting good fills. I was having all kinds of issues. Don't know why. Obviously it's a widely used. It might have been something on my end. I don't know. Couldn't answer it. So I just all right. I hadn't put a lot of money in there, so I pulled my money out, put it back in Webull. And I don't know, it was a couple months later, I was like 3 or 4 months. I don't even know if it was that long. I'll give them another try, right? Because other members were using them. Oh, I don't have any problem. I don't know what your problem is. Well, you don't have any. I'm like, all right. Well, maybe they updated some software. Look at that new high. Here's where you got to be careful. You got to break and hold. Break and hold above this green line. Do not game the system. You'll be sorely disappointed. You must respect this line. This is a level on your chart, all right? The trend line. You want to always wait for a clean break and hold above the trend line before. Now, I'm not telling you to enter if it does. That's up to you. But you definitely want to wait. You want to respect coaches. This is, by the way, this comes with your paid membership, all right? Watch and learn. Sense that grasshopper. All right. This is part of your.
So,
this comes
Mark,
with it. Go ahead.
I was showing the Zoom users potential entries because I closed out of my trade before it broke VWAP or during the news. I should have just sat through it, but I ended up getting in again on a couple of entries and showing them that where the potential entries were or could be. And I got in at a break of the 9 and a retest of the 21 and been riding it ever since. So these are the kinds of things, and I've got them in the Zoom chat for people to look at. These are the kind of entries that people have been asking, where can I get in? What are you seeing? So on and so forth.
Yep.
So wait for a pullback so you can get support from the indicators and other support areas within the chart, and then take the entry from there. So right now, that one contract that I'm sitting in silver is worth $1,700.
Wow, good job. Yeah, you've been holding that. What time did you get into that? Forever, right?
Oh, this is brand new. I got in.
I heard you
this
talking
one
about it
is
earlier.
Yeah, well, this is further trading beyond that. But yeah, that original entry that I had from this morning, I think that ended up being about $4,000 total by the time I closed out the other one.
Cool.
Two micro contracts.
All right. So did it break and hold above that trend line? Nope. Where's the price at? Hanging right there at the trend line. This is why I tell you, respect that line. You can set up to trade that, right? You can set yourself up, get ready. You think it's going to go up, or you might want to play the bounce off of it down. So there's multiple ways you can do this, or you can just sit on your hands and not wreck your account, right? Break and hold. I want to see, right? I want to see the candle come up, break through, and I want to see the next candle start on the shoulder of that. That's what I mean by break and hold. Okay? So anyhow, here we go.
I want to see this dang pole.
Well,
Not gonna do it.
Comments, questions. We got 80,000 yet? Where are we at over there on TikTok? Got to get that 80,000. Come on, where are we at? 68. Come on, give me another 10. Let's break it down into smalls. Give me another 10 first. It literally only takes you about 2 minutes to get 1,000. Well, 2.5 minutes maybe, right? And how fast you click. You can do it. Click away. Comments or questions? Still trying to get out of that zone there.
Drewski's over there egging me on again.
Yeah, I know.
Butcher.
Yeah. By the way, here at American Dream Trading, we do have live broadcasts Monday through Friday, 3 times a day. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm live here from 2 to 4 Eastern Time. Now, we were early today, so I'm going to be shutting down early a little bit. And then we have the aftermarket show at 4 o'clock over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. By the way, when you go over there and watch Don's show called The Aftermarket at 4 p.m., take a note, click subscribe. We have over 3,200 absolutely free training videos over there for you to watch at your own leisure for free. We do that for free. Right? Imagine what we do for our paid members, right? So you can go over there and look at those also. When you go over and watch Don's show tonight, the aftermarket show, make sure you tell her you came from the future. You heard about us from the futures. Tell her Mark said hi. That way she'll really know you came from the futures, right? Has this broke out of this channel yet? Nope. Can I scalp an individual candle? Yep. Am I going to? Nope. I'm done for the day. Done for the day. Oh, unless this breaks out, that could get exciting. But, I know. Paid members are all rolling their eyes in their head. Yeah, sure, he's done for the day, right? Well, I am. Maybe. This breaks out, that could get exciting. New record high. Gold. $39.98. Where's the 5,400? Is that a nice little round even number? 5,400? Huh? You think they might want to see that? I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. We'll see, right? There we go. There's some more. I snagged that for like 5 seconds. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Hey, Mark and Doug. I'm new, obviously, to this whole day trading thing and futures and trying to figure it all out. Can you help me understand? You're talking about, micro silver contracts, and I was looking into it yesterday with leverage, like a 10 to 1, 21. Can you just help me understand and break that down in kind of simple terms when it comes to cash in versus leverage and margin that I'm using in futures?
Is that something we can do in 5 minutes? During a live? Yeah. I mean, it's basic. I mean, your contracts pay by ticks. Okay. Each tick has a contractual value to it. And a micro contract is 1/10 of an E-mini. Okay. So, it's also 1/10 of the cost on average. But it does have a 20 to 1. On average, they have a 20 to 1 leverage. In other words, you don't have to spend $5,400 to get one contract of gold. You're going to get it for $500 or whatever. So that's like 10. So you're getting at, instead of buying a whole, 100 troy ounces of gold, whatever the contract is, I don't remember. So you have to buy a futures contract actually represents a bulk of whatever the commodity is, but you're getting it at a discount. So it's a leveraged product. So your money grows by that, as long as you make money, obviously, right? So, stock options, they are 100 to 1 leverage. If you ever traded options, those are actually 100 to 1 average leverage. Have you ever traded stock options?
That's what I've been trading mostly.
Okay. But you're already trading a leveraged product if you're trading stock options. That's actually 100 to 1. Futures are 20 to 1 as a general rule. Okay. It's just the price you got to pay.
Yeah, that makes way more sense. Yeah.
Right. Instead of having to fork out $400,000 to buy one contract, you get it at a set price, right? So you're buying it. It's the same way when you buy an option. You're not actually buying Apple stock. You're buying an option into it, right? You're getting at pennies on the dollar. You're able to trade that, right, and make money. New high, gold. New record high, gold. So that's how it's what leverage.
It's got a hold. It's got a hold up there now, baby. It's got a hold.
Yeah. There you go.
Might do it this time.
Mark, we're about $1 away from taking out the high in silver as well.
Is that right? Wow. That's where I should be, over there.
Yeah, that one contract is now worth $2,500.
Wow.
Micro, by the way. Not even the ones you trade.
That micro contract cost you how much, Doug?
$500 in margin, and when I close it, it'll be $2.60 in fees.
The true cost of trading, it's under $3.
$2.60.
Now you got to have the $500 in your account, but that money, when you get exit to trade, that money, $500, goes back into your account, and you pay them $2.76 in transaction fees for the privilege of trading that. Bang, bang.
That's what I wasn't connecting. Now okay.
There you go.
Okay. Very good. Thank you.
And it's instant cash settlement.
Cash settlement.
Yep. Unlike options, you have to wait till the next day.
That's why I moved over to the futures, and because I kept hearing you guys say that, that's why I moved to futures.
Yep.
Because I kept hearing you say instant cash settlement instead of waiting the day or whatever for options. Yeah. Thank you.
Where were you when you were trading gold at record highs? You were listening to the American Dream Trading Futures Education and Training Program. I know I was. $5,400 plus as we speak. New record high on gold. Come on. How much more do you want us to give you for free? Come on.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
All right. So I'm going to share this with our paid members. Again, this ain't bad for whatever. I don't even know how long, to be quite honest with you. half an hour. I don't know. Wasn't even that long. I will share that with you, though. There's the whole complete thing. You can open that up. It's your little heart's desire if you want to. The only place that I put it. So take a gander now as soon as I get it over there, and you'll be able to see it. And where did I put it at? All right, there it is. There's my work for today. That's all I've done today, quite honest. Do any other earlier. There you go. Bang, bang. Bang, 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 goes the gong, right?
Oh, stop it. 100% today?
Yeah, well, I'm the world's greatest trader.
You have an
You should have known that. I mean, you know, I'm the world's greatest trader, and I'm at 74,000. Oh, my Lord. Somebody better start clicking them buttons in a hurry. I'm almost close to bringing Doug to tears. I got to get that 80 to beat him, but I'm at 74. That's only 6,000 away. Come on, TikTok. Let's go. We only got a few minutes left. Come on. Get it. Get her done.
78,600. 78,000.
Well, that's not good enough. I want 80. When I defeat you, I want a total crush and humiliation. I want it all. I want to see a grown man in tears before this broadcast is over. I know he ain't going to
see that anyway.
That, but, you know, I know it's ain't going to happen. You know. All right. Come on. Keep going. Where are we at? 75,000. All right. We don't need 5,000 more. That ain't going to take long. Come on. TikTok. Get her done. Get her done over there. Ronald's still in first place, followed by Doug. He's actually helping me defeat himself. Thank you, Doug. And then Malaya is in a strong third place, trying to overtake. And it's going up just as fast as the price of gold right now. Oh, my Lord. Look at that. Is this unbelievable or what? Is this just not mind-blowing what gold's doing? Did silver break the new record yet there? It's a little tougher
than
not
silver.
Yet. Gold,
we are
approaching the last 15 minutes of power hour, so be very, very careful. I'm hunting rabbits. Be careful. Matter of fact, I'm not going to trade anymore. I'm done. This is going to be getting, last 10 minutes of power hour is usually the single most volatile time at the end of the day, obviously, right? This could have a massive sell-off. You could do whatever. You know, anything could happen here, right? So, or it may go shoot to the moon, right? Here we go. But this is very dangerous. Do not wreck your account just because of that. Where are we at now? I can't see. What's that say up there? 76,000. That's not 80. We're close.
76.1.
Come on. You have less than 5 minutes. Come on. Let's go. Well, Doug, I think between me and you, you know, that's like 3 days of coaches' likes. Come on. Come on. Did I say that out loud, Doug?
Doing pretty well.
All right. By the way, if you haven't already, head over to our website, American Dream Trading. Grab those memberships, the Diamond Lifetime, and all the lifetimes on our VIP Gold are all going away effective February 1st, 12:01 a.m. Eastern Time. So you got till Saturday night, late Saturday night to get that. Why wait? Do it now, right? If you use promo code MARK, as you see at the top of my screen there, up there above my head. Which way is it? That way? Which way I got to point? I never know which way to point. Let me see. Let me look. Nope. Which way?
Be your left.
There you go.
Point up and to your left.
I got to point that way. Okay. There it is.
More lefter.
There it is. There it is. There it is. We got to slide over. Heck with it. It's too much work. Anyway. There it goes. That way. All right. Up there.
There you go.
There you go. I got it. MARK. You'll get 10% right off the top of the membership costs. If you're buying a diamond membership, that's $500 off right off the top. If you want to get that membership and you want to break it into 2 payments, spread 30 days apart, fill out a help desk ticket, offer on our free Discord, which you can grab off our website, American Dream Trading, and we'll see what we can do. I can't guarantee you they'll do it, but it don't hurt to ask, right? Worst thing can happen is they say no. Hey, somebody's been posting links over there in the YouTubes. Problem is they need to get rid of that last one on their workshop classes over with. All right. Is Malaya going to beat Doug? That's the whole question here. Oh, we're at 78,000 0. Oh, we need to come on. We got to get to 80. Come on. Keep going. We're running out of time. You got 4 minutes left. Hurry up. We got to get it. Actually, you have 3.5 minutes left.
Mark, don't leave. We're going to get you to 80. Just sit
Okay,
tight.
well, no, I got a deadline here. No extra time, right? Even though Doug was talking for 2 hours plus, we're going to do it in about the same time. So, I don't want to exceed the limit just to play more games to get the stats, right? No, not going to do it. All right. By the way, look at Doug overtake Ronald. Ronald, you ain't going to let him come out number one, are you? Come on, don't let him. You've been leading the whole time. Get up there and click that. 78, 8, 78, 9. 9.
There you go. You hit it.
I did hit 80. We beat Doug, but we didn't hit
79.
80. We're only 1,000 away. Look at them numbers crawl. Look at them hearts are flying.
3 minutes.
Rogue, look at the
3
gifts
minutes.
coming.
You're going to be fine.
Wow, we could be fine, but we hasn't broke through the double top there yet, Doug. You got 80,000. Come on. We can get her. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. Rogue Ranger, Ron, Doug, Malaya, everybody over there. Ronald, who else was over there hiding over there? Let's see who's on the top of the list over here. I click on the right thing over here, get the stuff.
Oh my gosh,
well,
we're within 80 cents.
80,000. I'll get that. Thank you, Ronald, Doug, Rogue Ranger, Malaya, Robert Russell, Mikey the Sweet Tea, Jeffrey Child of God for all your help. Those are the top clickers, the clickety clackers today. And now Doug can go and cry in behind the scenes. Woohoo! Good job. Go Buckeyes. OH.
Not too blue.
Boo boo bear.
I-O!
There we go. All right.
Yeah,
hey, glad you all were here today. Hopefully you learned something by watching the FOMC, hearing and seeing how the market reacts to those things. It's very important that you're never in a trade when those things happen, especially if you're an inexperienced trader. It's a great way to destroy your account and take all your money. Yes, go Indiana. Yep, I agree with that. Go Big Ten. It's Big Ten. There's only one team in the Big Ten I don't want to win. So, all the rest are okay. I am the Ohio State, though. But, yes, good job, Indiana. They represented and won the national championship. Good job. They're going to be the powerhouse. I know one thing, Ohio State ain't going to be next year. They're going to have a rough year. They probably got the toughest schedule they've ever had. If they get through that schedule undefeated, that'll say something about that team. I don't see it happening, but, whatever. We won't go there. It's a different channel. That's the one that starts with an E. Glad you all could be here today. Hopefully you learned something about the FOMC meeting. If you missed it, you can watch this upon conclusion of this broadcast and all of our live broadcasts. They're auto-posted over on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. You can go over and look at that within minutes and review it after we're done with this live feed. I do thank you all for being here. Again, we are live 3 times a day. Coach is live from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I'm live from 2 to 4, and Dawn's Aftermarket Show starts at 4 p.m. over there on our YouTube channel, American Dream Trading. Make sure you get over there and to our website, which is American Dream Trading. Grab our free Discord. Grab those memberships. All the lifetime memberships go away Saturday night live, Saturday night late. So Sunday morning, February 1st, you will not be able to purchase any more lifetime memberships. You already have one. Your grandfather did the rest of your life. It's a great deal. I'm telling you, you don't want to live a life of regrets. Get those right now. Okay.
40 cents, Mark.
What's
40
that?
cents, and we get a new 40 cents, and we get a new high in silver.
Oh, on silver. Let's take a look at that real quick. Anyway, I'm glad you all could be here today. I want to share. So, if you've listened to the aftermarket show, look at that. That's impressive.
Isn't that something?
Wow. That's got to get to what? You?
The one contract is worth $3,600 right now.
Wow. That's got to get to 117,700 for the new all-time high on silver, which is right here. Look at that. It's touching it. It's touching it. It's there. We're going to watch. This is bonus coverage. All right. So we had 81,000 there today. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I know, you got stronger finger muscles, so tomorrow we'll try 100,000. But, your muscles, we might even give you a break tomorrow. We'll see. So right there, look how close that is to getting the brand new record high on silver also. I wouldn't be surprised.
117,710. That's the goal. 710. We got to get to 710.
Okay. I got 700 is what I saw, but okay.
I just looked at Webull. They give you the highest, that little thing they do with the highest point.
Yeah.
I use it for that. That's pretty
Okay.
handy.
Well, it's pulling back. It is on top of the channel. That's a good sign. Anyway, glad you all could be here today. Make sure anybody you come in contact with anybody between now and the next time we meet, that you would leave lasting positive memories that they can pull upon in their down times. You never know when somebody's smiling at you what's really going on behind the scenes. So try to be an encourager, not a discourager. Okay. So I thank you all for being here today. Till we meet again, we'll see you same.
I was stuck in the cycle, just spinning my wheels, chasing time, losing sleep. I was stuck in the cycle, just spinning my wheels, chasing time, losing sleep, forgetting how to feel. Dreams collecting dust on a shelf in my mind, till I found a spark, a way to realign. Not just numbers, charts, or lines on a screen. It was a mirror that showed who I could be. American dream train, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I can rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. Used to think I missed my chance, too late to change, but you showed me growth lies outside the cage. Now I'm building something real, not just getting by, flipping setbacks into fuel, reaching for the sky. You said mindset first, and now I see success starts with who you believe you can be. American dream trading, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. It's not about luck, it's learning to lead, turning every loss into a seed. Now I grow with every rise and fall, standing tall, no dreams too small. American dream being traded, you show me the way, turn my dark into light, my night into day. Now I'm writing my future in my own hand, with purpose, with power, with a brand new plan. From stuck to soaring, from fear to flight, you helped me rewrite my life. Yeah, I'm trading more than stocks, I'm trading pain for pride. Thanks to the dream